You're hosting this one.
Hi guys. Welcome to our podcast. And it's your greatest host, Rona with an X. And we have the old man over there on the other side called
Brian with a B.
we all know Brian start with a B,
I know.
so
Brian with a Y. How about that? Because name not an I.
then you're Yayan.
No.
How can there be
With
Brian with a
with a Y instead of an I. Brian, the Y in it. Bryan, not
no, that is
Brian.
that's like bye and then run, not Brian. It's like bye.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we ready? We're already making fun of each other. Before the podcast start, but today is gonna be a very quick episode. We're expecting a special guest, our master degree in our craziness school was gonna be our special guests. He's gonna bring something juicy for us. And it's gonna be a longer episode when she's there, but we decided to do a very short one. We have another special guest here with us. He's on the bed. He's on Brian's bed. Doesn't want to. He's kind of camera shy and very very tired, so we're just gonna leave him alone. But yeah. How's your week been, Bobo?
Well, they were good.
Tired? Has it been good?
He hated
Yeah,
it.
he's been tired the whole week.
He hated it. It looks like.
What about you, Brian?
Uh, Good. I mean, it's only been a few days since our last pod, so
Mm-hmm.
nothing crazy has happened. Everything's good. Family's good. Yeah. But we did talk to that special guest. Um, we learned that they have time and are available, so we messaged them just now to see like what they're doing because since they're free, but we don't know if that might happen. If like they might show up here now, so we might do that. But if not, we do have a day plan, so we'll let them know, and then we'll have the super special podcast then. Um, but yeah, so just pretty much that. Anything else? No. How about you, Rona? How's the last couple of days been?
I've been out of this world. Get it? Because I'm outside though.
Oh my.
Um, Same old. I thought you were gonna catch it quickly.
I didn't notice you
Um,
changed the background, to be honest.
oh, you can't see the change
Um,
of background.
no, I didn't
Can you
notice
see?
you changed it. Yeah.
Yeah, you get because I'm out of this
Yeah.
world. You
Go.
get it? um, it's been good. I did my homework early. So this couple of weeks I was just really lazy. It was kind of nice because I love one course which is finance, which Brian is probably gonna help me do like almost all my assignment. Um, but but yeah, it's been good. Like I said, today was it was like a lazy, laid back week for me because like I finished all my assignments and like on Wednesday, like go. So it made me feel like, oh, okay, could take a breather, try to do my hair. Not so nice, but I'm getting used to like trying to braid my own hair. Um, Learning Japanese. So
Ooh,
far, it's only the bad words I'm learning.
cool.
Trying to brush up on my Korean. I've been trying to read like webtoons on Korean now.
Ooh.
So without like no English translations, because my Korean is getting worse and worse and worse. Like even my typing on
Oh yeah.
Korean.
If you don't use it, you'll lose.
So and then also I'm trying to learn Spanish because I met this cute Spanish guy. He's from Colombia too. Oh my god, he's cute. And then he lived in Dominican Republic. He has like bad boy written over him, but he has like bad boy smart kind of bad boy, you know what I mean? And he's
Worst
a
kind.
computer major. So
The worst
and
kind. A
huh?
sweet bad boy is the worst kind.
No, but he's not. So he looks like a bad boy. You know what I mean? He looks like a bad boy because he has this like the ones that like the side hair is cut and then hair is like over. with a leather jacket. But at the same time, when I tried to talk to him, he was like so like nerdy and shy kind of stuff. It's like, oh, I'm kind of like an introvert and stuff like that. And but not giving the way he speaks is like geeky. And how I started talking to him because I noticed he had like some like anime posters on his bag. So that's how I started like I just complimented him and stuff. But he has the bad boy vibe, but because me, I don't like, well, I'll not say, well, I don't discriminate any boy. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't care the race, I don't care the type, I don't care. As long as you're okay and you're stable and your bank account is stable, it's okay for me. uh, and your personality, of course. But yeah. So trying to, I try to learn some, some Spanish, because just saying. I might go to Colombia, I might never know. And he's giving me that bad boy, Breaking Bad kind of vibe. So yeah.
That's the vibe you want.
So I might never know. Yeah, but so far it's been chilled. What am I going to talk about? Oh, the time I meant to post this one. I was just thinking about maybe this one maybe be a bit, but I was just thinking about like do you notice that like some animes are like based on like psychological
Yeah.
anime? And I feel like at a you have to be like prepared before you watch some certain animes. Like I'm watching this one, it's called Monster. It's like a 2004 or 5. So kind of like, but it started making me question like every time I'm thinking, what is actually good? You know what I mean? Because if you know the story about a doctor and the serial killer and then what the serial killer went through, it's like, do you actually like blame someone for being bad when you actually like go through their life stories, like what they've gone through? And it's like, well, they're bad because that's how the world made them. They're not bad because they want to be bad. Some people are just bad because they want to be bad, but you know what I mean? So um just have you ever felt like when you're watching an anime, it's just like you gotta like it makes you kind of also question your ethics. Have you ever, and what anime was that when you question like that?
Oh, let me. What about you? I have one anime in mind that made me think like that, but I'm trying to remember the name of it.
Is it Attack on Titans?
No, no.
Attack on Titans one anime that made me question because I was always like I always hated Eren, still hate him, but I always hated Eren from the first season. But and then I started to understand why he did it. I'm not how to say it. I'm Team Armin that feels like he shouldn't have done his plan. If you finish, I'm not gonna spoil anything, but if you watch Attack, you understand. But it's like you can't blame him because that's how the world like people were trying to kill his people for so many years and now he's thinking of killing them. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So it's like in a sense it's bad. We all know it's bad. But when you look at this is the reason why, it's like, is it then bad? So Attack on Titans, Banana Fish is also something that really got me in a way thinking. Monster I'm watching. There's another one called number 6. I don't know if you know. Do you know number 6?
Yeah.
The anime was like, this is someone who wants to save his town from saving it to hating it. It's like, wow, like the world, how to say, like I always thought the world was just like a normal person, like, how like, normal it is. You have, um, there's sometimes you're broke, there's sometimes this is the, you know what I mean? But to some people, it's like really hard. So when I kind of watch anime and see from that perspective, it's like, okay, I know this is bad, but is that really bad? Like it questions my ethics. So,
Hmm.
what about-
So I was able to find the one I was thinking about. Psychopaths.
oh,
Very good one, guys. I recommend it. Um, the premise is pretty much like you're in the basically they're in the future, and in this
Mm-hmm.
future, pretty much the police or the law enforcement pretty much um have special guns that pretty much have the identification and like all the records of every individual. And
Mm-hmm.
pretty much what happens is each person in a society has a psychotic level of like, okay, this guy psychologically is good and he has a low level, so he's good. So like he's gonna be fine, like nothing, the gun
Yeah.
won't like shoot at him if he's like taken or whatever. But if your level gets to a certain point, the gun can automatically be like unlocked and then can like target people. But the thing about this anime is that the further you get along, you start to see that the people that it's deeming to be psychotic
Mm-hmm.
aren't necessarily crazy, like you said, in this aspect of like, are they
Mm-hmm.
crazy or just like the things that happened made them into a certain thing? And then the
Yeah.
further you get on, you start to realize the thing that made all this happen, this society happen, is
Right.
like crazy. And then like you're blown away of like, what? This is how they like judge who's like
Who is,
a
yeah.
psychopath or not. So like it's very, very, very good. I would definitely recommend it. Love the first season. The second season, I did watch a little bit, and then I think there was more, maybe a movie or something like that. I haven't watched that yet, but I want to rewatch it. But it's definitely very good. It makes you definitely think a lot. Like those shows make you definitely question a lot.
Yeah.
Um, it's very good. It's more mature, so it's not one of those like youngerish, like a show.
Yeah.
I think it's more like a mature animation for people to like, okay, they want that psychological thrill, that thing. But yeah. Um so yeah, that one when I watched it when I was in beginning high school, maybe, I think. No,
It is an
did that?
old anime.
It is kind of old. I don't think it's that
Yeah,
old.
like in the 1960s kind of time.
It came out, yeah, yeah, 2012. Yeah, so
Yeah, 1960.
junior year, high school.
Damn. That's when I graduated elementary school.
Yeah, junior year high school.
My God, you old.
I mean,
Man. I
yeah,
just finished elementary
to
school,
be
man.
honest, I hope, I'm not gonna lie, that special guest does come in like the very last second. And the reason why I was looking forward because this episode is number 21. So as like, in America, the legal age is 21. So I kind of wanted this episode to be one of those episodes where it's like, what the hell are we talking about? Like one of those crazy episodes where we just go out and talk about
Mm.
anything
Oh
and
yeah, we can
go
talk
like,
about. No, yeah, sure, continue.
yeah, yeah. So like talk about some like very funny and crazy stuff. So that could be like the 21 episodes. Like, okay, we're finally grown up now, blah 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 blah. Hopefully
Yeah,
it may drop by, but if not, then maybe I'll do like a um what I did last time. Like this, there was 20 episodes out. This would be like a 20.5 or something. Like a cut between the next one if they don't show up. But
yeah.
we'll see. But
See?
yeah, I don't know. I mean, sadly I haven't been watching a lot of animation much lately. I want to rewatch a lot of them that I've seen before. Um Another good one that maybe you haven't seen is um Eden of the East.
I've heard about it.
It's
I've not
pretty
seen
it's
that one.
pretty it's pretty interesting. That was another one that um like you were going through and you're like, okay, I can kind of see like where this is going, but then at the end you're just like, what? Like I did not see that turn kind of like happening and stuff. It was pretty decent. I wouldn't say it's like the super, but it's definitely good psychological. Honestly, if you want to go like really in-depth psychological, crazy, like blow your mind away, you start getting to like Berserk. territory. Like
I
Berserk is on
can't.
another level, crazy.
Berserk is crazy. I had to stop it at a point in time.
Yo, Berserk is on that level of like you watch like even the first season, but like the movie especially, like you look at that movie and you're just like, what? Just like, what in the world is going on? Like, this is crazy what that guy goes through. Like, psychological is like
Yeah.
another level.
And the reason why I ask is because like as I'm getting older, you cannot like you have to be less naive. You know what I mean? Like when you're younger and you're
Mm.
naive, it's normal.
Mm.
But now in my mind, I'm like kind of questioning and judging people. That's why I was like, I want to take that first because now that I like back there when people are like, oh, if you steal, you're bad. That's what I always thought. And then you're seeing like there's an animal I was watching about a thief who he steals not because he didn't want to get a job or whatever, but so because of the condition, you know what I mean? So it's kind of questioning like ethical or like, yes, it's bad to steal, but in this situation this person is going through, is it that bad? Or oh, it's bad to lie, excuse me, but due to this situation. And I feel like when you just turned like 21, I just said the legal age, you start to understand that like in other countries, 18 is like the legal age. 21 in America is like for drinking. 18 you're an adult, but 21 is like drinking and stuff. And then you start to understand like one girl was like, I know being drunk is bad because I go to a Christian university, but it just feels right. You know what I mean? So she's kind of like, from a young age, oh, being drunk is bad. You know what I mean? But then you're not coming and you're going through this stuff because, she lost her parents. She's alone in this world. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, like, I know it's bad, but due to this situation, this is what I have. So that's why I was like, sometimes I don't know, some people watch like some Netflix series and stuff, but like, you start when you get older, you start questioning the ethics you grew up in. I mean, I'm not saying like there's some things, of course, you're gonna keep to, like thou shalt not murder and stuff like that. You know what I mean? You don't want to murder anyone, but like how to say, like how to say, you can. Then the point of view, don't judge because now you're trying to understand the society. I don't know if that makes sense. And I mean, it struck me when I was in Korea. That's when I turned 21. I started to like things that I would like condemn. I'm not trying to understand that person's perspective of it. Yeah, I don't know if that makes sense. Like, there's some things that I'd be like, when I was 19, I'd be like, oh, you do this. Oh, I don't want to talk to you. But now it's like, okay, I'd rather sit down and understand why you're doing this. Or you understand, like, get that perspective of that person. So like because I don't know, maybe because I watch a lot of animes. So that sometimes watching a lot of psychological animes could be bad. So if you're watching a psychological anime, watch like a happy anime and then watch like something comedy and stuff like that too. So your brain can have a rest. But it happened because even like now I'm watching Monster and it's making me question like, okay, this person is a serial killer, but what he has gone through, will I call him a serial killer? Will I just call him what they have trained him to be? Because they're training him to be like the next Hitler. And of course, everyone knows what Hitler did was not good. But now in this situation, he was separated from his family, he was separated from his twin sister, every single thing, just so he could be trained to be a Hitler. And for him, that was normal. You know what I mean? So
Mm.
now that he's acting, now that he's older and he's acting what he has been trained to do you actually call him bad? Or do you just call him, I mean, what he's doing is bad, of course, but you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I mean,
in,
it makes
uh,
you question a lot because like it makes you question
yeah,
like does like does the mean of like what happened to him justify the action of what he's doing?
action, right,
Right.
right,
So
right.
I say no, but then I look at it like you do, and like I also don't blame on the person as well.
Right, right.
But I also don't
Don't
agree with
right,
what's
right, right,
happening.
right.
But you can see that like yeah, like situations where people are put in are like very crazy, and obviously not being in that position, you can't really say, oh, I would have done different, blah blah blah, because you never know.
Right.
Um, so it is definitely um a very big topic to like talk about in terms of like um the aspect of growing up and only knowing one way, right? Like that person,
Mm-hmm.
like only knowing one thing, and it's pretty much all you knew. So it's like it's hard to say like that, it's bad. So it's definitely a big discussion in that sense for sure.
Yeah.
But that's why I think books or even like you said animation movies when it deals with like that psychological kind of like twisting like okay like I think like the best kind of movies is like or like shows in general for in terms of like let's say you have a good person or a good side and then you have a bad side. A good series or like movie to me or a book is the thing where it shows you both sides really well in terms of
Mm,
why
yeah.
in each thing. Because then it starts to make you think like, okay, um, this person's doing that because of this and this and this and this and this and this.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll get to see it about both sides. You get to feel an emotional impact from both sides. Obviously, I think for the most part, we would all say like it's not good, but it makes you think about like dang, like if only that didn't happen, or or you could have impacted that in a different way, or something like that. It makes you like think about those things. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely a super big topic for sure.
Yeah.
So that's why I say like those animations that we said, or any shows that you guys might have like noticed and stuff like that are very good. Um, if you kind of want to get that like side of like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
is this good? This is bad, and you know what I mean? So,
Yeah. I think that's when you turn like an adult, you start to like think about, and you also meet people from different what's the word? You also meet people from different background. If
mm,
you're like a college student or like you're just someone who likes to explore, and then you also when I notice is that when you're an adult now, different things start happening to you, like you start to understand financial problems in your family. You start to understand like problems you have in your family that when you were younger that your parents would try to hide it or stuff like that. Even if your parents are still trying to hide it, you can notice it. I don't know if that makes sense. You're understanding life, you can read people more. So just like
mm,
when you turn 21 or when you become an adult or when you're in that life of that adult life, even if you're not of age, you start to notice something, start to read things, and psychologically you start to change. And I think that's also one thing that comes with growth, especially in a society. And um, I was talking to my pastor about it. He was like, yeah, when you get older, there's some things that would look normal to do. But as a Christian, what makes us different is the fact that we don't really we don't we try to put God in it instead of just putting our psychological idea into it. I don't know if that makes sense. So it's like I find it a little bit hard, like as a Christian who wants to just not just be a Christian, but also try to understand, like, you know what I mean, work with the path of Christ. Oh my God, there's something in my eye. But you're also going through, especially nowadays in society, where things like at that time, I think only bad girls could wear crop top at those days. You know what I mean? Like early 2000s. If you're a bad girl, not because your love is weekend, because your love is weekend. I don't know if you guys know that song. If you don't, you're too young. Uh, but You know what I mean? Like at that time, it was like only bad girls could wear like crop tops and like the big earrings. You know what I
Mm.
mean? But now, things that were like bad, now it's like, oh, okay, it's okay. And as I said, like I saw a 13-year-old girl with I don't even know what she like. She was like 13, 12. She already dyed her hair already. Like she got like three, four different piercings. And part of me was like, that is not, as a young girl, that's not good. But psychologically, because we're in a society where it's okay, you can't really like judge or blame her. I don't know if I'm making sense. Maybe because I'm watching too much anime, but I don't know if I'm making sense. But it's just like society changes us psychologically. So before, like being crazy was an insult, but now everyone is like, oh yeah, I'm crazy. You know what I mean? Like it's not like a compliment in a way. So it's like society changes us, and then how am I going to psychological? So society changes our psychological mindset. But how do I now change? How do I not fit that psychological mindset with society and also Christ, which are all opposite from each other? I don't know, I'm being too deep in this in this conversation. I
I
think.
mean, that's what we do though.
Yeah,
But
but I don't know if you understand what I mean.
yeah, yeah, I
Okay,
get
okay.
those. Um, I think it's interesting, like you said, just because like um for me, um that adult age that you said, I don't think it's the same for everyone. Um,
Mm,
some hit that point way earlier than others.
mm,
Like you said, it could be like even younger than 18 at times. It could be, like you said, 21 when they hit that spot. And even some, take longer to become more grown up and realize how serious maybe things can be. That can happen as well. But like you said, um, I think it's interesting in a lot of ways just because like mm, the part of like you said of wanting to be, a person that obviously has like God as part of their presence and like they want to like follow down that path of like, being that good person, a good Christian, a good person, not only everyone, but you start to like mm, for me it was always a thing of like, I see when I was younger, see like things that maybe weren't good in terms of like I would say, like you said, when you were younger, like people drinking too much and stuff like that. And um I was never one to wanted to get into that part, but it's because of kind of like how I grew up. The people around me were always drinking and stuff like that. So it was never something that kind of like wanted to be part of my life. So I kind of grew for like a thought process of like, okay, I never want that to be like me or anything like close to me and such. But then at the same time, I start to like think across and like you start meeting more people as the more you grow up. I would say because now you have to like start like working and you're going out and doing different things. You start to see people and then you start to like you said, as the more experience you have, the more better you might get at understanding people and like seeing how they are. Like you said, I totally believe that thing of like you can just see people and like kind of maybe already tell kind of how they are, like that process. Um I truly believe that because I think I've been able to learn a lot about that. In sense of like I would love to read like business books and stuff. And reading a lot of stuff like that has allowed me to think about um if a person is like sitting one way, he's looking one way, or he's doing something, you can
mm-hmm,
like start to like, kind of guess like maybe what their thought process is. And I've always enjoyed a thing I do is like whenever I'm in a new place, I did this
Mm-hmm.
when I was in Korea actually, and at university. Uh, I'll just sit down and just like start like I remember there was like I forgot what convention it was. It was a convention down below in the bottom floor of the uh
Is
of
it the
one
one
of
with the
the
convenience store?
yeah, down
Oh,
below,
okay.
further down where the big auditorium was at the bottom.
Auditorium is, yeah.
Yeah, so I remember there's a convention there for something, business or something like that. Um, and I'll just sit down and just like see people like walk by and then try to guess like, okay, like this person might be this kind of character and this and that. And start to like, okay, he might be interested in doing this and So I start to like practice that and then go up to them and kind of like talk to see if my like guessing was kind of right.
That's right, yeah.
And I was able to kind of learn a lot from that and stuff like that. And I've been doing that a long time for like every country I've been to. Um, so yeah, I'm totally like someone that now I think in terms of my family, like when I say my family, my immediate family, my mom, my father, my sister. Um, I think my sister, my mother are more because the three of us are Christian. My dad is more Catholic, but it's because
Mm,
as they separated, I went along with my mother, so I spent time with her. And during that time, we've kind of moved Christian. Um, they're both more um heavy on like, oh, you did bad, so like there's kind of like no excuse, kind of. But I think
mm-hmm.
they're more like that because they are very devoted and very proud and like they want to continue to follow it. So they're more how should I say more like boom like demanding, right?
Mm,
For me, I've always like maybe at the beginning, maybe I was a little bit like that, but I think nowadays I'm someone more willing to talk and kind of see
mm,
your point of view. I've always been that kind of person,
yeah.
I think. Because when people, like you said, when people see me, they kind of like say like I'm kind of serious and stuff and quiet. But then I like to like listen a lot. So I like when somebody talks a lot and I can kind of like get their
Get there.
understanding about stuff. So yeah, so like I've always been kind of that person. I've like hearing people's stories and being able to give advice or just like, hey, like obviously not telling like, yo, this is like totally like force myself on them and be like that was totally wrong or something. But like put myself in their shoes a little bit, like you said, put yourself in the shoes of the people and kind of think about it and maybe help them along the way. That's kind of been more my style.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of been more my style. So uh yeah, I don't know. I guess it really depends on like who each person kind of pretty much. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean it's definitely interesting. Like there, I forgot the exact saying, but it's something like when you're a child, things are like so easy and you don't have to think about a lot. It's like you said, being naive. Like everything's just good, it's easy, nothing's like really hard. But when you start getting to that point of like being a grown up, you're like, wow, life is a little bit more harder. There's a lot more things to do than you think. So I'm like, when you start getting to that age, you start to realize, like, man, you know, I have to get better at this and that, and become a better person in this way and that way. Uh, so it's definitely very interesting. That's for sure.
And I think like one when I was 20, I remember one of my knees in church was like, you're getting as an adult now, so you have to be like, as you said, you read the room. Like
Mm,
you have to, like, when you see someone, you just kind of guess. And for me, I was at that time, I was like, oh, I don't want to be judgmental because I don't want to judge people. But at the same time, looking at it, I was like, that's so true because it's not really like judging people, but it's just like based on what this person is doing, he would tend, it's like you're predicting what that person is like and whether that person will flow with you or not. And I remember at that time I was like, no, I'm not ever going to be that. But I start even here my masters. I'll see some people. I'll be like, okay, they're nice, but they're just a hello hi kind of people. I'm gonna go, nothing more. They're not gonna preach someone. I'm gonna, you know what I mean? Because I feel like that was quite needed for me, and I think for everybody, like you mentioned. And then with that young age of um, what's the word, like I don't want to be judgmental comes in. You're not being judgmental, but at the same time, you have to be like you have to be calculative and predicting what you're. I don't know if I'm
Yeah,
making
yeah, yeah.
sense.
No, I think that's smart. I mean, and then like I think when you're younger, you kind of don't think about things. This is another topic we talk about, like the friends thing. When you're
Mm-hmm.
younger, you kind of don't think about things. You're just, oh, I
Mm-hmm.
want a lot of friends, this and that. But as you grow up,
Yeah.
you start to realize, okay, like this kind of personality and this person I kind of want to be around. This person I don't want to see, the things you might notice and such. So it's the same thing. Like, um, it's not like you said. It's not like judging them in terms of that, but it's like knowing yourself better in terms of like the people that you want around you. That it's surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals and such. You know.
True, true, true. And I think I at a point in time I found myself doing that because like in 2021, um, I always wanted to go to the bar, but I was still scared of COVID. And that time the COVID vaccine hasn't come out yet for people. Because this was like, dude, your dog really wants to be on this podcast. Uh
Well, he does. He's old, guys. He's 14, or
is
about
it
to be
Brandon?
14 next month, or 2 months. So he's quite old. Yeah,
Mhm.
he's just a sleeping bear over there. Pretty much.
And I wanted to go to the bar and the club sometimes, and but I was scared of COVID. But I noticed that the girls that were going, they would go to the bar and then they would go home with the boys. And I don't know, I'm not saying they're literally doing anything with the boys, but part of me was like, I don't, but they were good people, like who study together and everything. There's nothing bad about them and everything. But it was just like, part of me was not that. I like to, if anyone knows me, I like to have a good time. I like party and everything, but there's some certain things I won't do. Like I just like to meet people, be in a place where there's music and everything, but I'm not gonna be that person who's gonna like do the craziest stuff because I'm already crazy. Um but yeah, and then I remember like stuff like I found myself judging, but not really judging, like how to say, you might say I was judging, but I was sometimes in my mind, I was like, this kind of people, okay, yeah, they're close people. We can maybe study together and whatever, but not the kind of people I want to go out with. And then I started to find myself that, and then sometimes I'll try to ignore it because in my mind, I'm like, oh, I don't want to be judgmental. But in my mind, I thought, oh, I had a good feeling that this person is not going to blend. I cannot, how to say, I had a feeling that I cannot even room with this person because this person has something that I feel uncomfortable with. And but at that young age, I was like, oh, I don't want to be judgmental. But then I realized like, oh, it was right. Like me and this person's value are not the same. And there, even if it's not the same, there's a point we can talk about it and be like, okay, you don't agree on this, like, but we can learn how to agree to disagree. But this one is like, this person doesn't want to, like, I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to agree to disagree, but this person is not willing to agree to disagree. So it comes to a point where like psychologically, like you just have to be more sensitive and smart and like predicting. I'm not saying that all your predictions will be right, but still, like it still gives like, you know what I mean? So psychologically, like as you're growing older, and then that's why like I watch anime, not just because it's like fun to watch, or I have a friend who told me the reason why I watch anime is because I'm afraid of reality. I'm already living a reality, so I don't want to watch it. Okay, I'm living it. I don't want to watch it. Let me watch the fantasy. Let me watch fantasy a little bit. But at the same time, it kind of makes me understand this perspective, like, okay, this person did this because of this. Does that actually mean that person is bad? It makes me like question from a different perspective. I might never meet a serial killer. I hope I do not. But you know what I mean? Like watching this, whether it's fantasy or not, there's still some truth based on it. But whether it's fantasy or not, it's like, okay, this is what happened, or this is the situation why this person is like that. So I feel like as the older you get, psychologically, the more sensitive and alert and like predicting you have to be.
Yeah.
So I feel like that, yeah, is very, very important. But yeah. Sorry if I went to a very deep conversation that is very confused. Even I'm confused about this. Does that psychologically mean I'm not ready for this topic?
No, I think it means you're more into like the topic, wouldn't it? Because you want to talk about it and you're willing to go deep conversations about it.
Yeah, but I'm
That shows
confused.
like maturity that you're like, okay, I'm willing. Okay, let's not get ahead of yourself. You're still pretty much a young one,
Yes,
young
wise
Padawan.
man. Yes, wise man.
Yeah.
Yes, the old wise man.
I'm pretty much like Gandalf in this situation, right?
Yeah, what?
Gandalf.
Who's that?
Ah, this is how old I am, apparently, guys.
From where?
Don't
From
get
what?
me. Lord
What
of
is
the
that?
Rings.
Yeah, you old.
There you go.
But yeah. Let's move to a lighter topic. Because this is psychologically
No,
getting
but
deep.
I think it's like very cool. That topic is like very interesting. I think it'd be a lot cooler, definitely, if we have like someone else to come in and like give their.
Yeah,
I think it's a cool conversation for sure.
like yeah, someone
I
else
definitely
instead of
wanna. We'll definitely continue this conversation at
would
another point.
definitely, but I just wanted to like ask because it was something like
Yeah,
in my
it's a
head.
good
Right.
starter topic for sure. Yeah.
So this was good to watch anime, guys. Um, what should I talk about? Something like, let's talk about cereals. Like, so have you ever noticed the older you get, the more sugary cereal taste? Let me
Oh,
explain. I'm a huge fan of Lucky Charms when I was younger. I could eat that shit like every day. I can't do it now. Like when I taste it, I'm like, my God, why is it so sugary? Like, what? You know what I mean? Like, is that only me?
maybe something's just wrong with you.
Because like when I was younger, I would eat like there was I never liked Fruit Loop stuff, but I love like Lucky Charms. There was Cocoa Balls. There was
Cookie
um
puffs. Oh,
which one?
was it cookie puffs or cookie?
Cocoa Puffs. Cocoa
No,
Balls. Those
the
Cocoa
cookie
Balls.
ones. They were
Oh, the
cookie ones.
cookie one.
Yeah,
Oh, I love those. I love that. There was one. Oh, the one with the bunny. Oh, Tricks is for kids.
yeah.
Uh, Reese's Puff. Reese's Puff. Reese's Puff.
I never had it. Yeah.
It was like chocolate and peanut butter.
People
I
say
hated
that,
peanut butter.
but everyone that has had it is like, yo, it's in the top five best.
Yeah, it was part of top
And
five.
that's
But I
everyone that's
can't.
like had it.
Did they still sell Reese's Puff? No, they stopped, right?
No, no, they still have it. They still have it.
I haven't seen it.
Uh, maybe where you live, they probably.
I haven't seen it. But now the only thing I can eat is like cinnamon crush touch. And funny enough, I never liked cinnamon
Never
crush touch
liked it. Never liked cinnamon toast sandwich.
before I didn't, but now I do.
No, I don't think it's
My
just cinnamon. Like it's just, I don't know.
but
Like
it's
I
crunchy.
kind of enjoy it, like on some things, but on a couple things like that, no. No.
Like that's why I was like, as you get older, there's some things that I used to, dude. I used to drink like a whole Fanta, like like the large Fanta drinks and McDonald's, this kind of stuff. Like I would
Oh,
drink.
I thought you meant like a 2 liter or something.
Yeah, like the
Damn,
I
girl.
remember in Atlanta we went to this Coca-Cola factory in Atlanta. That's like I was really young. And we had, I had the Stanley, now it's the Stanley Cups, but before the Stanley Cups, they had something like the Stanley Cups. like the same, not like, but like the same size of the Stanley. Because Stanley cups are like 2 liters. Stanley
Are
cups, you
they?
know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, but are they doing?
I don't know.
No, I don't
Like,
think they are.
are there more?
Unless it's a bigger Stanley Cup that I'm thinking about.
There are different sizes though.
Yeah.
Is there a two? Let me check Google.
Keep Cooling. Cooling.
But like everyone now has a Stanley Cup. I'm like, what? Damn, man. Yeah, there's 2 liters. Oh no, it's 1.7, 1.4. Wait,
That sounds that sounds more.
I feel like it's more. Oh no, but those Stanley Cups are they're huge and expensive also too. Like yo man, $100 for a Stanley Cup. Yeah, they're really huge. But like what I'm trying to say is like I don't know, like me and cereal don't get along. Like when I was in Korea, everyone knew. Like for my birthday, my friends got me cereal for my birthday. For my, I think my 20th birthday or 18th birthday, my 19th, I'm not sure. But that just told you how much I love cereal. Now, I cannot stand cereal anymore. Like I'm so picky now. Like I don't know. Is it like the older you get, the more things become sweet for you?
I don't. I think your taste buds are just different
I
now.
don't know. Maybe they're getting
I don't
older.
think that's true because cereal's
I
always been
cannot eat
different.
Lucky Charms no more.
Girl, then something's wrong with you.
You know, right? I'm becoming like you.
I can eat them, so there's nothing like you can become like me.
That's what they
I
all
don't
say
know,
though.
but to be honest, I when I was younger, I used to be quite the cereal person, but nowadays, not too much.
Yeah, me too. I got so much cereal. I'm like, I'm not even gonna eat this anymore.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
just like a Cheerios because Cheerios is like the low
yeah.
cholesterol kind
Frosted
of stuff.
Flakes.
I can't even eat Frosted Flakes anymore.
Yo, girl,
Wait, is Frosted Flakes the one with the tiger?
yeah,
Frosted,
Frosted Flakes. There's a tiger.
the one with the tiger, dude, that was my shit. I can't eat it no more. I feel like it's even Fruity Loops. I can't eat Fruity Loops no more. And I was obsessed with that thing, the one with the bird, right? Oh my god, it was a huge.
Yeah, that bird.
I think the other thing I think like was the one with the filling stones, Fruity Pebbles. Not really a
Yeah,
fan of Fruity
Fruity
Pebbles,
Pebbles is
but
good. The chocolate or
no,
the fruity ones.
no, not for me. It was Cocoa Balls. Well, dude, top three best cereals for you.
So hard.
Dude, me too. I do you remember it was like is it Cookie Crisps? Cookie Crisps, the one with the cookies and the
That's what I
fox.
said.
Oh, is that what you said? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's the one I said that was like, yo, that might be in my top three.
Okay.
And I've only
Mine,
had it a few times. Like
what?
I can count on my hand that I've had that.
Really?
Yeah. And then ever since then I was like, damn, this might be it.
Mm.
So
For
that's
me,
in my, let's say third because I'm not too sure about the other ones yet. You said top three, right?
mm-hmm.
Mm,
Rice Krispies. Dude, I did like Rice Krispies too.
there is a Rice Krispies. Never had it. Just a snack. I had the snacks, not the
You
cereal.
didn't have the what?
Not the cereal, no.
Boy, you old.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the newer cereal for you. I don't know, Gen XYZ, Nova, whatever you call them. Um, oh, what would be in there? Cheerios. It's a classic. I think I gotta put it
Cheerios,
in there.
okay.
Yeah, classic. Um, my last one. Oh, this is hard. This last one, what would I put in there? Help me vote. The last two I have in my mind are Frosted Flakes
Classic.
or what was that one cereal called? The Lucky Charms.
For me, Frosted Flakes. Frosted Flakes was also a
Mhm.
classic for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put it in there. So let's go.
Yeah.
Frosted Flakes, Cheerios, and the cookie puffs. What are they called?
The cookie puff. Do you remember Apple Jacks?
Yeah,
Dude, I remember
dude.
Apple
I used
Jacks.
to. That was our breakfast at high school. They used to
Oh,
like
for
have those
real?
little ass cereal bowls and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I like Apple Jacks. For me, Cocoa Balls or Milo. Milo. Do you know Milo? Milo.
Isn't that that's pretty
It was
much
mostly a Nigerian cereal. They had the
well,
Nigerian one,
that's
the
a cereal
Indonesian
for
one.
us. Milo is a Colombian one. I'm not sure if it's just Colombian, but
The
it's kind of like a
hot
Nesquik.
chocolate.
Yeah, it's like chocolate.
Yeah, yeah, they have the hot chocolate and they have the cereal.
Well, it's not a hot chocolate. It's more like well, I mean, you can make it hot, but you just like have milk and then
Yeah, you
it's
could make it.
powder
Yeah.
and then you powder it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It was also like Milo back in Nigeria was also used for sports. We even had a back in Nigeria, Milo, we call it Milo. They had their own clap,
Their own what?
their own clap, like
Clap?
noise. Yeah. It was Milo
Oh my gosh.
for real. No, I'm not every Nigerian knows that. If you hear Milo, you know it's like dude. Milo had one of the best because Milo was always like in charge of the sport. So there was Milo basketball,
Mhm.
cowbell was like male, cowbell was always good for like the maths and stuff. So Milo, if you ever went for a Milo like competition or Milo competition back in Nigeria, means like you were part of like the top sport gas. So Milo was like kind of like an energy drink for kids. So it was like you can use it hot, you can use it cold, and they also had their own like I think that was the only cereal that really did well in Nigeria because the Latinos and they had their own clap, man. For you to have your own clap noise, it was like that. If you were Nigerian and like you would know. If you didn't know that song, you're not Nigerian. You need to be deported from Nigeria. But it was like they had their own.
It's that's
But
interesting. Yeah, it's
is it
kind of.
really catchy? Sorry,
I
copyright.
mean,
Copyright.
I can't. We can't hear the clap.
For real?
Yeah,
Can you?
or at least I can hear the clap. No, I think it only does voices.
Wait, damn! I need to.
Maybe by like at one point when we're better in the podcast,
Yeah, I would, but
we
yeah,
can get those
check
cool like microphones and stuff.
check Nigerian Milo clap. So
I'll
Milo
check it out.
was number three. Number two for me was what they call this um um Frosted Flakes. Frosted Flakes was second, and number three, last but not least. I know people might ask me why, but it was Raisin Bran. Funny enough, I loved it.
Interesting.
We're like, what? I don't know if you remember Raisin Bran.
Yeah,
I love
I never
Raisin
had
Bran.
it. I do remember it.
I don't know why. Like Lucky Charms was always my favorite, but I had so for me it was Cocoa Puffs or Milo. Frosted Flakes was always a classic, and then Raisin Bran. I don't know what. Yeah. And then I didn't like Rice Krispies, but my brother always loved it. My older brother always loved it, so we always bought it all the time. But yeah, that was um Those are like cereals that I like really like. And what about snacks? Is there any snacks you used to eat when you were younger that you can't find now, or that had like cool commercials when you were younger?
I mean, you
I
could
know
still
Lunchables
the
had cool
ones that I
commercials.
grew up with. I'm pretty sure you can still find.
Which one?
Yeah, like Rice Krispies,
I mean snacks.
Pop Tarts. Those are snacks.
Oh,
What do you
Pop
mean?
Tart. Oh yeah, Pop Tart. Yeah, no, Pop
A
Tarts.
Rice Krispie snack is a snack.
Yeah, I know it was a snack, but like I don't know.
But then what
I
else?
prefer the
I was
cereal.
never really a super snack person though. I was like more like fruit. Give me a fruit or something. I like kind of like that more.
There was one I remember when I was in Texas. It was always like something head, airhead.
Airheads.
Is that the name of the
It's a candy.
yeah, is that the name of the candy?
Yeah.
Airheads and something yogurt. It was about a monkey. The monkey was in the yogurt. Um
Yeah.
Dami da
I know what you're talking about.
uh
I can't
I
remember.
just remember all those commercials.
What's it? What's that? The refrigerator snacks for kids. You said you had one recently, didn't you?
Wait,
You
give
used
me
to
a
make like
moment.
your own small pizza or
Wait, give me a moment, please.
wow, what was the name of that thing, guys? Uh,
Sorry, Lunchables? You mean Lunchables?
Lunchables. Yes.
Oh, yeah, Lunchables was a classic. Um,
What else?
is something inside.
I was never really a snack person, though, so I'm not sure.
What other one again do I remember? Dude, the commercials were always the. What up? The roll-ups, they had the fruit roll-ups too.
For roll-ups. Oh, I remember
Goldfish.
that. Dude, the fruit roll-ups you used to put it on your tongue, right? Brace.
Yeah, I used to be
Yeah.
talking that roll it out. Yeah.
Yeah, classic. You used
There
to
was
brace people. I
also
remember that. Like, who can freaking swallow everything?
what else again? There was
Oh,
the
the ring candy.
oh yeah, the ring candy was a classic.
I forgot the name of that
Um
one too.
Famous Amos. I've not seen Famous Amos for a
Famous
long
Amos.
time. You know Famous Amos?
It
I
doesn't
think you're
sound
the.
familiar to me.
Let me see if I can share my screen. It's Famous Amos. Dude, that Nigeria, that's my shit. Um, Sorry if I'm using a lot of coarse words.
Mhm.
Let me just share the screen.
I mean, you don't even have to worry about that because you know the next person that's coming as a guest will not
Oh,
care.
but yeah, Famous Amos was a good
Famous
thing.
Amos. I don't remember.
It's like a cookie. Boy, I'll send it to you on whatever. Famous Amos was
Is
my.
it? Do you have it on your
It's
iPad?
like a Chips Ahoy, but like an older version of Chips Ahoy.
Famous Amos.
Famous Amos.
Of course, class.
What?
Used to have that in
I said
ooh,
that in even in
uh
high school. I said that.
no, yeah, high school. High school was a big thing. No, but even at like when I did like small part-time stuff,
Yeah,
like the
Famous
machine,
Amos.
like the what are they called? The machines you like get snacks from. Those were the ones I would.
Oh, I like Famous Amos. And not a butter.
What were the popsicles called?
Which one?
The popsicle. They were all in different
Popsicle?
colors too. It'd be like purple, red, blue, green, and you used to get like a big net of them. Guys, if you grew up here, you would know what I mean.
Is it just the normal popsicles or they had the name of
Yeah,
popsicles?
it's famous. It's a famous popsicle. Let me look up famous American popsicles.
Jolly, is it the Jolly Ranch ones?
Uh,
I can't. Or is it the one that's in like a plastic bag?
kind of, yeah.
like in a transparent bag,
Yeah.
and they just put it in the freezer. Oh shit, that was I used to eat
No,
that shit.
Fun Pop.
Fun Pop.
Fun
Okay,
Pop.
that was good. That was
Yo,
good.
those were classic.
Dude, you know, I never, you know, one place I always wanted to try when I was younger, but never had the opportunity to try Sonic, the fast food restaurant.
The fast food
They
place?
did they have that? Did they still have that?
Yeah, of course.
And here they don't, but like I always, and the funny thing is that when where I used to live in Houston, those Domino's was like right over there, and then there was a Sonic like 10, 20 minutes away. And we always pass it. And I remember they had like this school like roller skates
Yeah,
and the
they still
company.
do. Yeah.
Oh, dude, the childhood experience. We just went from adulthood to childhood right now.
Pretty much.
Um, what was one thing you wanted to really do as a kid, but you couldn't do? Or you ended up doing, but you were old or older, and they were like, okay, this is not fun.
I'm not sure.
Oh, for me, mine was Chuck E. Cheese's. I
Chuck E.
always
Cheese.
wanted to go to Chuck E. Cheese's, and then
You never went?
when I was 12 or 13, I was
Oh,
like,
I remember going there a lot, to be honest. Like a lot, a lot, a lot.
no, I was like, I had fun, but like it wasn't like when I was like 8, 9, I wanted to go, but you know.
But you know
And
what's the funny thing is? Like,
but
people are like, man, I miss Chuck E. Cheese when you're like little. Nah. But pretty much the adult version of Chuck E. Cheese is like a Dave and Buster's.
Dave and Buster,
It's
dude, I
pretty
used to
much
go to
the
Dave and
adult
Buster.
version of it.
Dude, I went to Dave and Buster, right? That's the best.
Well,
That's
Dave and
used.
Buster's is so cool.
And then they didn't allow us go to the third, fourth, and fifth floor because you have to be a certain age to play some of the games.
Uh,
Oh my god! I was like, dude, I was like, when I'm younger, when I'm older, I'm going to definitely go to Dave and Buster. Do you guys have Dave and Buster in Florida?
of course.
Oh,
We have everything here. Come on.
yeah, true though.
It's Florida.
True, true, true. Oh
That would
wait,
be
give me a second.
that would be a place we would go to. That's a very fun place. There's a lot of places like International Drive here is like pretty much the big street that has like everything. So when friends come here, that's like definitely a place you gotta go to because it's like the shopping area, the ride area, the big part of Orlando, pretty much.
Yeah.
Go-karting. Oh,
Go karts. Oh my god, I remember going to those things. I was young. I still have a picture.
go-karting, so fun. I remember doing that.
Go karts was
I don't know.
the.
I don't think there was anything that was like, man, I wish I could do that when I was young.
I always wanted to go do Build a Bear. I've never done Build a Bear.
Do what?
Build a Bear, like
Oh,
gone to
Build a
Build a Bear.
Bear. Oh,
I've never gone there. I always wanted to go there when I was young because I remember they used to
I
have like the commercials where you could like, build your own bear and you know what I mean. Like
Build it. Yeah.
I never had the opportunity to do that because it was so expensive at that time.
Are they still
But
open?
I don't know.
I think they are, and if they are, there's a store here in the big mall here. I
I
remember
always wanted to
it
go.
being here. I don't know if they're still like a open business. Maybe they probably are.
Oh, then I'll miss it there. I always wanted to go to Build a Bear. I was still want to go to Build a Bear, but yeah, that was one thing I wanted to do. And at that time, I think they were partnering with Disney, so you had like your own Leo and Stitch Build a Bear and stuff like that.
They do a lot of. I remember they had a lot of partnerships. They
Yeah,
had Pixel too, like Toy Story ones.
Toy Story. Yeah, yeah. I did want to do it. I still, if they're still open, someone should take me.
Uh, there's one here.
Oh,
So like when you,
for real?
yeah, there's a big one.
That's
I think it's a big store here.
oh my god, I could go. I love Build a Bear. I want to go there. That's one
I
thing I always wanted to do when I was young.
I was in Columbia.
What about you?
I don't know. Nothing comes to mind like that.
Really?
Yeah, because like I was lucky to like things I maybe kind of wanted to do. I did kind of. Theme parks, because like where I live, obviously, theme parks was always around Disney, Universal. Was never super. Maybe. Oh, when I was younger, maybe I did really like collecting like toys.
Mm.
Like, oh, I remember like building my own like Megazords from like Power Rangers and stuff. Awesome.
Power Rangers, STD, we're gonna go Power Rangers.
So I remember doing maybe like missing out on some of that, like some of the cooler toys as like I grew up a little bit. Because like I did have some, but they were like when they started coming out with uh like having your own like sword and stuff like that, or like when it started getting more advanced into like, oh, you can like transform it from like the actual like robot to like what to like the dinosaur to the thing, but I kind of like wasn't able to do that. But other than that, I don't remember anything else really super
Mm.
crazy.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Go karting,
Uh,
playing
you
games, I
party,
was
go
able to
party. I did.
do.
Wait, why can't you see me? Okay, yeah. Go karting, peer to peer. What else? And I actually remember at a point in time, I've not been to. Did they still do that thing? I remember when I was young, if you go to Burger King or McDonald's, they ask for a kids meal. They usually put a toy inside.
Yeah,
Did they still do those kind of stuff?
yeah, I'm pretty sure they do.
I remember do you guys know Foster Home for Imaginary Friends?
Yeah,
Watch that. Then they had like blue, they had the toy
the
with blue,
blue, yeah.
and then it was like a bubble that they had bubble heads of Star Wars. That's when I was like in
I
junior
remember that
college.
too. But whenever I went, I would never get a kid's meal though. I think
Really?
I
I
was acting
always
like an
got a kid.
adult then, yeah.
It was when I think last time I went to America, I was like 15. I was 15, 14. And I wanted a kids meal. They're like, oh, you're too old to have a kids meal.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
And you know what?
Order
At
a
that
big meal
time,
and then order a kid's meal, and then they wouldn't say anything.
when they told me I wasn't allowed to have a kids
But
meal. And yeah.
what was it? You can continue. I'm kind of
Yeah, but yeah, I always used to. I think I still have some of my toys from I mean, like, I think I still have some of my toys from what do you call it, from McDonald's back in
well.
Nigeria. But yeah,
I
those
didn't
kind
keep
of
any
stuff
of
is
mine.
so
My parents were like, "Oh, you're old enough, so we would give back to like go back to Colombia and give
go
out
maybe and
the
give it
kids."
a.
Yeah,
My mom had a school, so she used to keep them for her kids
man.
for her daycare. But I don't know about now. I don't know.
Well,
Back then.
I mean, I remember like twice my baby teeth were coming out. I remember
Mhm,
eating at my friend's house. He used to live right next door, Kevin.
mhm,
Shout out to Kevin. Miss you. Um, we would I would always go over to his house and like play games. They're from Portugal, they're Portuguese. And I remember just like growing up there and then like twice my tooth fell out after I bit something, my baby teeth. So like I remember at his house, boom, I bit like some chicken or something. And like boom, it was on the it was on the chicken when I like left it out. And I was crying because like it was like dangling. Like it was still dangled, like it was still kind of stuck. I was like, oh my gosh. And I ran home and then my parents were just take it out. I remember I used to be scared of like taking it out. So I remember one time they tied it up and did the door thing. And they took out one like that. I remember in New York, we went to I don't know if it was maybe a McDonald's or a Burger King, something like that. Super young too. Bro, eating a burger, I bit into it. Boom, baby tooth on the burger when I got it. Yo, I don't know what it is, but my baby teeth when I was like young, like falling out during stuff was hilarious.
I don't remember me playing with mine. I was just used to play with it when my tongue and teeth fell out.
You play with
And
it, like move it.
yeah, just keep on moving it. And then when my baby teeth removed, my mom would throw it on top of the fence. And she would tell
Damn.
us, like, she told us that if a bunny takes it, it means you're gonna have bunny teeth. Like, And then if a lizard took it, because in Nigeria there are a lot of lizard, it means your teeth are gonna be like this. So, and then I have a like bunny teeth,
Oh, the front teeth.
and there's the front teeth, and there's not a lot of bunnies in Nigeria like that. At that time, you could see a little, or maybe that was a rat. I don't know, but the rats that look like bunnies. Um, but I remember when I was growing up, I had like very like now they're better. Like it's still, but now they're better because at that time when I was young and I never had braces, my teeth were like this, and then it was like out of my lips. I don't know. When
Oh,
I grew up, I don't know, the teeth somehow magically kind of aligned itself. By that time, like, and I had a space, I had a gap tooth.
oh,
Now I
really?
don't. I had a gap tooth. Like, had a big gap tooth, like and I was so happy because I always thought me and Demi Lovato were twins. Um, I was so obsessed with Demi, and so I had a gap tooth went growing up and everything. So I remember mom would throw it, and then my brother's teeth was like this. So we used to make fun of him that a lizard ate his teeth. And like at a point in time when I was young, I was just think like the tooth fairy, will come. So one day I put my teeth under my bed. I was like, "Mommy, where's the tooth fairy?" My mom was like, "What the hell is that? There is no magic in this house. Okay, we only got Jesus in this house, no magic." And then that's when it kind of ruined my idea of the tooth fairies. I knew that Disney Channel was lying to me somehow. But yeah. And then looking at it in my mind, and I remember I talked to my mom about it. I think it was like a month ago. I was like, "Why did you tell us that if a bunny ate our teeth, it means you have a bunny teeth and never you know what I mean?" And it will make like that's the most like unserious lie ever, which I'll probably tell my kids though, because I got no money for tooth fairies and stuff. But like I don't know, when you were young, did you have any like crazy stories when you were younger that now you're like, what the hell? Why did I believe that?
Like what? Can you give me like an example?
Like my like for example, mine is the thing about the tooth. If a bunny eats your tooth,
Um,
like do you have any like fairy tale stories or like myth that your parents would tell you?
I don't know if they told me or saw this somewhere when I was growing.
Or school, or it was really famous in
No, I
school?
know. I used to believe there was a monster like under my bed, so like it would not make me get up.
No, there was a
It
monster
would
in
not
my bed.
like. I don't know who. I don't think it was my parents. I think I just saw it somewhere. I think seeing like movies and stuff. So it got me
Monster
scared of
Island.
like getting out of my bed. So I would just go to sleep because I was kind of the one. I'm kind of like maybe a little bit more night owl ish. And I think I
Mm.
was even like young was like that, but when I was young, I was scared. I was like, nah, I'm not touching the floor because it'll grab me. I think I was scared about that. When I was younger, my parents did the like Tooth Fairy Santa Claus thing. Um,
I was scared of Santa Claus. I was always scared of Santa Claus. I used to cry.
oh my gosh,
Um,
I was
to
never
now,
scared. I was never scared, and like I learned about it like super quick
um,
because I think one Christmas I saw the gifts behind something, and I was like, "What?
mm,
I thought it was Santa Claus. It was a lie." And then that's when they kind of like told us the next year and stuff. Yo, I have an old picture I just like found.
mm.
2005 Brian.
My God, you look like Josh from Drake and Josh.
I kind of got that when I was younger.
Yeah, you do look like Josh from Drake and Josh.
I did kind of get that when I was younger.
Maybe you're his twin brother.
If I was, I'm just saying, like, I think I'd be traveling the world and doing a lot more stuff.
Yeah, that was cute. What did I have? Yeah, that was like or did you have any schoolmate? Bloody Mary was a
Well,
schoolmate, and then
that scared
I
me.
was part of
I
those.
didn't go. I even to this day, it creeps me out. I never want to do it.
I was part of the
You go to
bad
the
girls
bathroom and
in
say it
middle
three
school
times,
that
right?
was like, I'm gonna do that shit because I went to all that
No,
school. So remember going like Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary.
no,
Then the
I
funny thing
forget
was
it.
that it
No,
wasn't Bloody Mary because I lived in. So my school was I went to an all girls school. So I lived in the dorm. Sorry, did I cut you short?
no.
Oh, sorry. And then we have different floors, and this was like what I was in the eighth grade, eighth grade, and eighth grade is when you start staying with seniors. So you start having roommates. So there was this time that it was like mostly my set mate was there, and we were like going there because the seniors were sleeping in your other seniors' friend's house. So it was like all of us were like Bloody Mary, and then we woke up, and then we saw our um matron. Our matron is like people who go like making sure everyone is on their bed and everything. And she came with this, and then she didn't have a flashlight, so she came behind one of us and grabbed us, and we're like, and then she was an old lady, and then we took the pillow, like start hitting because we were so scared. And then we got in trouble at the end of the day. But dude, I would never do Bloody Mary. That thing freaks me out. There's Bloody
No,
Mary in Nigeria, there's Madam Coin Coin.
no. To this day, like I, I never want to do it. I'm creeped out from that kind of stuff. I
I
remember
can't.
watching. My uncles are such acids at times. We were at my
Insidious, Annabelle,
so wait for it. We were watching the first paranormal.
of what?
First paranormal. Paranormal activity? How do you know? Okay, one okay.
I'm not that old.
It's literally like maybe a year to 2 years before Insidious. So like
Okay,
it's
I could.
literally not.
I'm not a horror person. Do you know?
Okay, well, just that movie. We were at my uncle's place in Tampa. We were watching it. It's like one of those documentary kind of horror ones. And literally shit starts going down. My heart's pumping because like I hated horror when I was like growing up. Like I hated it. Um, and then all of a sudden you start hearing shit. You start hearing shit in the house. Boom, boom, boom. Like you start hearing like knocks. You start hearing like things fall, and you're just like, where the hell did that come from, right? And then boom, like the big part happens, right? Or it's about to happen. And then boom, and they happen. I'm like, oh snap, right? And I'm like, oh damn. And I start like covering my
Was
eyes.
it your uncle?
And then my uncle, no. And then my uncle from behind, literally, when it finished, he was like, I was kind of like already getting over it. Boom, he touches me and like freaks me out. And I jump. I fell off the chair and like on my back, and I'm like screaming, ah. And then there was another part where it was like 15. No, it wasn't that many. 10 to like, yeah, 10 to like maybe 15 of our cousins all together just started watching a scary movie. We got scared throughout that night, and then we decided to take a walk. And then there was like, I think we all decided to do like six in a group or something like that. And then while we were taking a walk, there were only three of us there. So we were just like, okay, what happened? We kept walking, and then the lights started to turn off like in the neighborhood, and we were just like,
I
yeah,
would
what is
cry.
happening right now? And then all of a
I would just
sudden,
cry.
my cousins started like messing around again, and they like start making a woo.
I would just cry
Bro,
at this
we
spot.
were dying. We were dying. It was such a fun time though, I'm not gonna lie. Like it was one of those like awesome
Oh
moments and
my
like memories.
god.
But like I remember
No,
being so scared and like, oh my gosh, what is happening? We're about to die out here. Um,
um, mine
those
was
fun parts. But yeah, I was
mine.
never really a horror person at all. Like,
I always hated horror. I think the only horror movie I can watch is Chucky because I
oh,
at a young age I watched it and my uncle made it so funny. So that if I watch Chucky, like the new Chucky is just weird. Like the new Chucky is that he has a wife that wants to kill him. It's
um,
like, damn man,
yeah. He has a
Chucky,
wife, a
Kimberly hit
son.
Chucky. He has a wife and this. I'm like, man,
Yeah.
And then the wife wants to kill him. I'm like, damn,
Oh, and
for
then the
me
new
now,
ones now, it's like crazy too.
the new
Like the
ones is
series
like
now, that's
not
all.
even at that time, dude. And the funny thing is that I had a dog because I always had a dog I used to be with. So my uncle would not tell me that that dog would come kill me. So I burnt the dog by myself because I was afraid that dog would turn into Chucky. And she had red hair. So might as well.
That's so hard.
And I used to watch it. It wasn't a scary movie, but I hated watching this movie because it made me cry. It was about this guy. It was about this family who wanted a son, but they bought a robot son. And then when they finally had their son, the mom sent the robot son into a forest, and then him and a robot dog. It wasn't a scary movie, but that movie made me cry.
I have no
Um,
idea what movie you're talking about. What are you gonna look up
and
to find it? Robot son left in
I
forest
didn't even
movie.
know. And then he was like, it's called AI, artificial intelligence, and then what else? He was trying to meet something, the forgettables or something, and then he was trying to meet and then at a point in time, he was lost inside, and then aliens found him, and then pretended that he was his mom. I don't know. It was not a really scary movie, but it's called artificial intelligence movie.
Is it on
And
Netflix?
he didn't have a robot. He had a teddy bear that was like a robot. He just wanted to be a real boy.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Dude, that movie, when my uncle made me watch it, I cried. Like, it wasn't a horror movie, but it was just so sad. Like a boy who just wanted to be, like, um,
No, I've never seen it.
you've never seen it? Oh my God, that movie was, it was called the Artificial Intelligence movie. It was about a boy who, he wanted to be what is it? It was the beginning of how AI is going to take over indirectly, but it was it was it was that was not a scary movie, but that movie made me cry. Like, it made me cry. It was it was how to say it. If you guys know the movie I'm talking about, tell me. But yeah, it's just about who just wanted to be a real boy. It's a highly, like, he's a robot, and this family always wanted a son, and they couldn't get a son, so they bought a AI robot, and that was like real. That looked like a boy. And when they had their kid, they started treating him differently, and then the mother just left him in the forest with his robot teddy bear and left in the middle of the forest. And he was looking. All he was searching for was, he just wanted to be a real boy and find love. And so he met some. Oh my God. It was not a scary movie, but it made me cry. And then I remember crying, that I cried for 2 days because of that movie. My because it was not a scary movie, because I remember it was my uncle, my mom's younger brother. My mom always tell him, like, don't make these kids watch scary movie, because Chucky was I almost burned the house because I was trying to burn my teddy bear, but I don't know. That movie was, I think that's the time when my mom started to understand I was very sensitive. And then we used to watch Dumb Ways to Die. It was that a movie, or was that there was a game like that. Dumb Ways to Die. So many dumb. My mom hated me. I loved that game, but she hated me watching it. And there was another one, like 100 Ways to Die.
On your ways in that.
I don't know, man. That's crazy. But I used to remember I used to cry. And my uncle would be like, if you're crying, stop watching it. Because those
Pretty-
things were like horror at the same time, but I still remember that. And is there any movie that you watch that you can still never forget? Except for like a Disney movie or whatever, but like
A
to
lot of
this day,
movies like that for me.
like it hits you like when you watch it, you probably still cry. Like that artificial intelligence
Well,
movie,
I
if
don't
I
know
watch
about
it again, yeah,
cry.
I probably still cry. And I said I cry.
Cry. I'm gonna have to look at some because it's weird. Like I'm someone that has seen a lot of movies, but trying to remember the movies I've seen is like the most difficult thing for me. I don't know why that
Mm,
is. Um, mm, saddest movie, saddest movie.
like
Mm, well, that's a pretty good one. I remember seeing it for a long time. Internal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind. Remember watching that one
internal
time? Jim Carrey movie.
internal sunshine.
Yeah, Internal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Oh, classic. I forgot about it. The Iron Giant. That made me cry.
The what?
The Iron Giant?
Iron Giant.
Yeah. Girl, if you don't know that movie,
The only Jim Carrey movie I think I remember is The Mask. The Iron Giant. It looks so familiar.
girl, you've had to see that movie. That movie is a classic.
It's still
That
like
movie
if you
has its
watch it
message.
still now, you still cry.
Yeah, I don't
Oh,
know. That movie's a classic.
okay. Okay. But yeah, mine was artificial intelligence. I'll still cry with if it's in that. But
I'm looking at these other ones and I'm like, like I'm a person that, for some weird reason, I do cry easier at a movie than I do like in real life, which is kind of weird. Like I'm not
mm,
a real life crier much. Like even if I hear a sad story, I'm more like, dang, like I'm okay. Like I'm not gonna say like I'm emotionless. Like if it's like really, really hits me in a way, then I will cry. But like when I hear a sad story, I'm kind of like more okay. So what happened next? And like I said, like I'm more that personality. Okay, let me keep listening. Kind of like how's it going now? Things like that. But in a movie, I'm definitely like one to like cry more easier. Oh, Titanic, that hits hard.
oh, tight. See,
Jack,
for
could you
me,
not fit in that damn door, Jack?
that's
Damn,
what I'm trying to. Anytime
move
I watch
over,
Titanic, I'm always trying to question
move
Rose. Like,
over.
girl, in my mind, I'm like,
Girl, you
girl,
could have moved a foot to the left and gave him that
like, oh, you guys should have
side.
taken turns. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, you know, but we're not gonna question Rose because apparently I don't know what she was thinking about. But yeah, 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 uh,
Titanic is definitely one for sure every time I see him. Oh, what's that movie? No, it doesn't come to mind. Um, mm, No, I mean, some other movies that make me cry, but I don't know if they're like ones that like will make really like get me every
I
time.
know it's mine was artificial intelligence. It's like till now it's
Sure.
still like
But I have a lot of movies that like I remember dearly and like are the classics of my mind. But I go like way back. Like I'm talking about classics, so like Aliens. We're talking about like the Fifth Element. We're talking about Terminator 2, Judgment Day. We're
mine
talking
was
about
Transformers.
Seven. We're talking about oof, what other movies are there?
Mine was Transformers. I loved Shia LaBeouf. Still love it.
Granted, those were the cooler ones. Those the first three were the cooler ones.
Yeah. And Megan Fox was also there. I was like, damn.
Sure. Megan, I mean, still people are still
Yeah,
super
Megan
into
Fox
Megan.
is hot. Megan Transformers, Legally Blonde,
Legally, oh,
something that
white chick.
the one with Queen Latifah, Taxi, White Chicks. White Chick is always a
Oh,
classic.
classic.
I think
Step
my favorite
Brothers for me, comedy. Oh, one of the best ever.
The Mask. I was scared of The Mask. I couldn't
Ooh,
watch that shit at all.
that was an interesting movie for sure.
Jim Carrey was a does he still act?
Yeah, of course. Oh, Ace Ventura. Oh, less.
Carrey's a he's a
Of
good
course he still acts. Not as much as he used to, but he's every now and then. I think he's still.
Jim Carrey was
No,
he's and Truman, he acted the Truman Show. Actually, that thing made me sad too.
hmm.
Truman Show.
No, but
Um.
no, yeah, guys, let us know. Let us know what movie
Oh,
interests you, like
yeah.
in terms of what
Like
the
hit,
movies that
hit
made you cry, like automatically, like if you
right
still watch
or
it
like
today.
hit hard for you when you were younger.
Yeah. Or and let's say and like what are those movies that are like the class like your top movies? Like give me a good like solid five movies that are like that are it for you. I named a couple of mine that are just classics for me. But
Mm,
but no, yeah, we actually went kind of long for this one, which is kind of cool.
yeah, we did,
Yeah, yeah,
but that's good.
yeah, yeah. We're gonna stop it for this one. This one's gonna be a 20 and a half, so point 0.5 episode. So we can keep that cool thought of like the episode 21 having someone um that weren't able to make it for this one, but the next time, which will be soon, guys. So look forward to it. Will be very soon. Um,
Hmm.
so yeah, so we'll leave that as the Rena's question, like the movie, like what kind of the saddest movie or the one that impacted you, and what are your like movies that you remember like that are gonna be with you for like a long time. Um, hit like, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon whenever we post. We'll be doing podcasts more frequently now. We'll be posting better. I will do a better job in doing that. So look forward to more
Thank you,
pods,
Brian.
being more frequent. So we'd love to hear from you guys about anything. The questions, obviously, but like anything about the podcast, topics that you would maybe want to talk about or hear talk about. Um, and yeah, look forward to guests, which we will start more guests with the next podcast we do, so for sure. Definitely look forward to that. Um, anything else? No, that last words that you want to say, Rona?
Just everyone keep on living. Um, think about the first thing like has growing up also affected your psychological thinking or made you think in a deeper way of things that you see when you were younger. Don't think too much about it, but yeah, just think about it. And have a good day. Pray, um, which I probably have to do after this podcast. And yeah, don't how to say it. Take life easy, man. You're still young.
No, definitely. I appreciate life, guys. Obviously, a lot of crazy stuff has been happening recently, stuff in Russia and things like that. And it makes you
But
like just appreciate life. Um, always reach out to your loved ones because you just never know. This world is crazy, at times. So, um, we feel sad for those members and the friends lost. Like even like being in a place like everyone has a thought about Russian things like that, but at the end of the day,
Right.
we can't think about it like in terms of political and like stuff like that. What matters is like the people, and we
True.
definitely know that there's many good people in Russia, and things like that happening anywhere,
Yeah,
never
they
acceptable.
are.
So,
They are.
sad for the loss.
Russians,
Yeah,
one of
so
the best, man.
rest in peace, everyone. That sadly lost their lives there, but hopefully they're brought to justice for sure. But yeah, like Zerno said, just appreciate life every moment, good, bad. Just take it
God is with
and
you.
continue. And for sure, definitely always. Um, but yeah, that's it for us. Hopefully you enjoyed the episode. 20.5. See you for episode 21 very soon. So look forward to that, guys. And yeah, we're out for this one. So goodbye. And oh, if you guys didn't notice, the boy got taken.
Who
Like,
took it? I didn't even notice.
my sister came in and whoosh, took him off.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah,
Okay.
sneaky like that. It was pretty much like the movie Taken from Liam Neeson. Like, I will hunt you down and I will take you.
Was
Boom.
Selena Gomez in that movie?
Huh?
Was Selena Gomez in that movie?
No.
Okay. Were you sure?
Um, yes. I don't know about the later ones, but in the first one, definitely not. I think. I don't know what you're talking about. What movie you're talking about?
There was one that Selena Gomez was there.
I don't think it's Taken. I'm pretty sure it's not Taken.
Okay then.
Unless I completely forgot that women in that show, but no, I'm pretty sure. No. But in that movie. But yeah, goodbye. Take
See you
care.
guys.
And yeah,
Bye.
see you soon. See you guys.